What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 46 of Park to Prem here with Nottingham Forest. Today we've got a local derby of an episode. Quite literally, we have Derby County in the FA Cup, as well as first and foremost the Carabao Cup final against Leicester. Yes, these are two bitter rivals of Nottingham Forest, two games that we probably go into as favourites, and I will very much expect us to win. You can see here the East Midlands derby in the FA Cup, and obviously that Leicester local rivalry burning bright. And we're going to be taking it to Wembley today in a big game where we could, for the second time in 3 years, win the Carabao Cup. Since we were last here, we've played 3 games in the league, and they were 3 tricky games, but we've looked very good on the whole. 2 wins in this run of results, as well as a draw. The wins came against Manchester City and Liverpool. The first of these, 2-0. Gonzalez with some really, really nice finishing in this game. His second goal was absolutely superb. And a really good away win against Man City. We beat them earlier on in the season at home. In this game, we were the better team. We've looked pretty good defensively. Throughout this run of games, we kept clean sheets against Man City and Arsenal. Obviously, in this game here, just a top draw performance. And as you can see by the fact, Toby is still in goal. We've not lost him in January. And in fact, it was a remarkably quiet January by my own incredibly low standards. We did not sign anyone additional to the team, nor did we sell anyone super late on. It was quite quiet. So as a result, we've still got 165 million in the bank and £54 million of transfer budget to take forward to next year. So already plotting maybe how I might end up spending that. But I think the big thing this year was not to lose anyone in January, especially after, of course, the Regina sale last year. Anyway, against Arsenal, it finished 0-0 at home. We'd never particularly play well against Arsenal, so I was kind of happy just to draw this one. Unfortunately for us, Sampaio picked up an injury. He is, in fact, out for, I believe, both games today, depending on how things go. But you can see prior to his injury, and indeed whilst he's injured, he has still improved a lot, which is really, really encouraging at 21 years old. Obviously, he's had 12 months at the club now. He's been very good this year. There's a lot of green across the average ratings, and I feel like that's all you can really ask for out of your right back. Anyway, most recently we took on Liverpool away from home. We got a very, very good win here. 3,000 away fans in attendance to see it. We scored in the 60th minute via Gonzalez. Of course it was Gonzalez, everyone. Unfortunately, João Felix scored from the penalty spot, but less than 5 minutes later. Gonzalez to the rescue yet again, showing his absolutely superb finishing, his goal-scoring record this year in the Premier League. I mean, it's really blooming impressive. It's over a goal a game at this point. 29 goals in 28 games. I feel like I haven't bigged him up enough really this year. He's doing more than what Amlo did in previous years. Of course, we've got a better squad. But it does really show the need sometimes with players just to be patient. Just because a player doesn't have the greatest goal-scoring record, say at La Liga under Levante, or indeed when he first joined us, doesn't mean he's never going to be a good goal-scorer. Sometimes for a player, they need that summer to acclimatise. They need, to become the leading man. Gonzalez has become that. And I've kind of just, accepted the fact at this point that he's earned my trust. He is the man that I'm going to throw onto the pitch to start the games where we need goals, just like today's Cup final. Anyway, speaking about just a few other things going on with the squad, you'll notice here, David Lind, his vision's up to 20, everyone. Yes, 2020 vision for David Lind. He's got some really nice player traits as well for his deep line playmaker antics. Tries killer balls often, comes deep to get the ball, tries long range passes, and we are currently training him to also play some 1-2s. I want him to have a little bit more in the way of lateral movement up the pitch as a deep line playmaker on support. And, he's looked really, really solid this year, to be honest. Lots and lots of assists to his name. You can see here, Irk right up there, Smith, Lind, Ricketts. Nice to see the trio of English midfielders right up there, as well as Ethan Leek, who is going to be starting today at right back. Of course, we signed him from Newcastle for £21 million. 5 appearances in the Premier League, 3 assists. A lot of his appearances have come in other cup competitions, but with the current injury situation and Sampaio out injured, he's the man I've decided to give the nod to today. You'll notice that Miguel Antonio is back in the defensive mid position. He has returned from his little holiday that he was on over in South America. Has actually declined whilst away. Maybe he was enjoying the summer sun too much over there in South America over Christmas. But besides that, on the whole, the team is looking really, really solid. A little bit of injury news. Boyer is currently suffering from a little bit of a knock. As a result, Pojana is going to start the cup final today, and Ionu is going to be over on the bench. He has been improving a hell of a lot this year. Lots and lots of reasons to be optimistic about him over the course of his time at the club. Lots of steady progression. Of course, he has now turned 20. He's a very, very good player to have on off the bench. When he starts games, he tends to play well, I would say, in the Premier League. Maybe a tiny bit disappointing, but in cup competitions, he's a specialist. So anyway, let's get into today's game against Leicester to start things off. For the game against Derby, I imagine we're going to play a fully rotated team. It'll give me a chance to show you some of the players who have, featured fairly heavily in the first team, but not necessarily in live commentaries. Of course, as is the nature with the live commentaries, usually they're against the bigger dogs, the head honchos, of the league, and they have the better teams, and I'm not going to rotate the squad against them. But of course, a game against Derby, a team who we should be beating, fierce rivalry, lots on the line. It's a nice way for you to get a little sneak peek, I suppose, into potentially the next generation of Nottingham Forest players, because, well, a lot of those players in the rotated 11 are on the younger side of things, are players with really, really bright futures. Anyway, our team is just about at full strength. Of course, Sampaio out, Boyer out, but nevertheless, we come into this game good. As for Leicester, you can see their team here. Lots of real players in their team, which is kind of interesting, especially now considering it's season 12 years into the future. Of course, tomorrow's Park to Prem episode is going to be the 100th of the year, which is going to be very exciting indeed. In terms of our Europa League draw, you might be wondering, who have we been drawn against? We've been drawn against the French side, Havre. I can never say the team's name correctly. Gonzalez finished that. He can't get there. But no, is it Havre or Havre? I don't. La Havre. I don't know, to be honest. We did a save in France at the end of last year, and I was saying it wrong then, just saying it wrong again now. Either way, it's an easier Europa League tie, not one that I feel like needs to be in a live com. We should be spanking them, just like Pojana's going to spank Leicester here. What is this run? Can he finish it? He gives it to Irk. Magical from the two wingers. I say that like Irk has contributed as much there. Make no mistake, Pojana there, just doing a magic show, everyone. He's a magician. Dribbles down the right-hand side, cuts inside, no one can tackle him, cuts inside again, keeps his run going, lays it off to Irk, first time effort, into the bottom corner, 4 minutes gone in this cup final, and Wembley, a stadium that once upon a time in this series felt like, I don't know, it was cursed. It felt like whenever we came here we lost. I feel like that curse has been lifted to an extent. We've got results here now, and the players look confident in the early stages of this game of getting us another result here. Half expecting a red card in this game given the rivalry. Hopefully not to us. That would be ideal. Pojana, loads of space in front of him. What can he do? Well, he gets tackled by Hoffman, our former centre-back. Of course, playing for Leicester. Well, they're going to play it out from the back here. Lumped forward to Soonsup Bell. Clean for on goal. Toby makes a big save. Navio, bit of a risky pass out the back. I would rather he lump it out for a throw in there. But Leicester with an opportunity. We've got to stay awake. We've got to stay alert here. Leicester, they could hit us on the break at any moment. Ball over to Pojana. Pojana coming quite deep for the ball as an inside forward on support. Loads of space in front of him. Picks out Gonzalez. Goes round the keeper. Lovely finish for him. 31 goals for the season. That's nutty. That is... I mean, where was he last year? When we signed him in January, I think lots of people saw him as a flop. Make absolutely no mistake. Gonzalez this year has just been a revelation. He's been the standout player. I've said it a few times this year. He feels like a new signing. You know, a player who we signed last year didn't necessarily hit the ground running. This year, it's a very, very different story. Anyway, Navio with a long throw potentially, looking for our third goal of the game. Pojana's under it. He's going to head it in. And, the magic show goes on. That's an unusual trick for him to pull out of his hat, but we'll accept it. It's not quite a rabbit, but I'd rather have a goal than a rabbit come out of Pojana's hat. Navio's throw in, Pojana heads it, unmarked, finds the back of the net, and, well, with that may well be game, set, and match very early on here. We've had a few occasions this season where we've just gone on these goal-scoring sprees. Think of the 6-1 that we had against Bournemouth and a couple of 5-0s and 4-1s. Got a similar vibe from this game right now. It's 3-0 at the break. Leicester are going to rue that missed opportunity they had whilst the score was only 1-0 to us. That was a chance for them to pull the score even. As it stands, they've obviously not been able to quite do it and finish it, and well, we've just run away with the game after they failed to score. I mean, I say this like the game is... There is still half an hour left, and Leicester are on the attack here, so let's not take our foot off the gas. Not just yet. Van Dijk, big interception. Gonzalez, the only man ahead. Van Dijk might just go on his own here. Tight angle, would love him to cross it. To be fair, he did try to cross it. Past Football Managers, you just expect that to get smashed into the side netting. At least he tried to pass it, everyone. Give him a round of applause for that. Anyway, Piotr, Miguel Antonio to Puyana. Got the overlap on the right, but Puyana just going on his own, picks out Gonzalez, heads over the bar. Oh, I'm going to make some changes on the hour mark, I think, here. Let's bring in Ionu. Good opportunity for him to experience the big stage. We'll play him out on the right. Elsewhere, Miguel Antonio is not at the best of games. Let's bring in Juanjo Hernandez, a player who really hasn't had as much first-team football this year as he perhaps should, Hernandez. But we'll give him a chance here in the cup final. I'm feeling charitable at 3-0 up. 20 minutes left of this, and well, very little fight coming from Leicester, yet to have a shot on target in this second half. And this just feels like a game that is just done. I was hoping for maybe a few more goals in the second half, but to be fair, I can't blame the players for choosing to take things a little easier. Ball whipped in. Piotr heads it clear. Could we launch a counter-attack? We're going to have to win the ball here. Tazolis with it. Gonzalez tackles. Tries to pick out. I guess that's Ionu there. No, it's Puyana. Was the lone man lurking up front. Now with, oh my word, Toby, less of that, Toby. I feel like I've just talked to him like a naughty dog. Less of that, Toby. Bad dog. Questionable save. I mean, of all the times for him to make a howler, this wouldn't be the worst. Lind brings it forward, and I did envisage a very different shot at the end of that run, I'm going to be honest with you. Well, that was an anticlimactic second half by comparison to the first half, but in the end, it's a 3-0 win. Piotr leading the men up, leading the troops up, shakes hands with whoever this geezer is. He's a member from the FA or something. And, well, there's Miyamatsu. Hand over the trophy to Piotr. And not for the first time, and probably not for the last time, Nottingham Forest hoist silverware. It's the Carabao Cup. You know what? It's nice to win it. It's good to win a cup final, especially against our rivals. Maybe that can give us a little bit more confidence going. We have still not lost a game since the start of October, and it is now February. It's been about 4 or 5 months now since we last lost a game. We started the league season very, very slowly. But no, delighted with that. That is as good as it gets in terms of cup finals. And elsewhere in the league, Man City beat Chelsea, which does mean the league table looks like this. Chelsea, by the way, have been in an awful run of form. I was going to cover it between matches after we looked at these results. Tottenham have beaten Leeds. They go up to 5th. Man City beating Chelsea is a huge favour for us. We are 3 points clear of Manchester United with better goal difference, and 4 points clear of Chelsea. And, well, you can see here, we've all played the same number of games. Wolves actually with a chance to leapfrog Chelsea as well, with a massive goal swing. It's kind of nuts when you look at Chelsea's recent form. As we've found great form, they've done this. This is, I mean, has European football caught up with them? I'm not entirely sure, but this, I mean, compared to our form, it doesn't look quite as good, does it? Look at this. This is just pretty to look at. Look at that green and yellow. Oh, right. I'm going to go away and rotate the team. We have got Derby in the FA Cup 5th round. It is our fiercest of most fierce local derbies. Let's go beat some Rams, shall we? I'm sorry to start here, but I can't stop looking at it. How have Chelsea slipped up this badly? It's mad. 10 games left. We're top of the league. And whilst there's no league games today, I mean, it's just nice to look at, everyone. Let's be honest here. It's just nice to look at. And we've played some of the teams around us. Not all of the teams around us. We've still got United to play. We've got Wolves to play, actually, as well, following on from today's game, which in itself is not going to be an insignificant match. I'm still also looking, of course, at the likes of Leeds United and Watford after last season, thinking, I can't lose to you guys again. But no, it really does feel like a tide has turned. Chelsea have slipped up. I mean, when you look at the goal difference, we absolutely deserve it. Man City have been very good defensively, but have scored half as many goals as us. Which is obviously not too good for them. You can see here, we deserve to be where we are, I feel like, although United and Chelsea also putting up some really, really good numbers. Anyway, for as much as I want to talk about the league and gush about how amazing we are, we have got a match today. Gonzalez, by the way, just before we get into that match, he signed a new contract, £170,000. It's not an insignificant sum of money. You can see here the kind of wages at the club are starting to, I want to say, bloat a little bit. Some players are starting to earn a little bit more. That's kind of always going to be the case as you become, I suppose, a regular fixture of European football and hopefully of Champions League football. I mean, as much as it's going to be amazing to hopefully maybe win the league this year, I want to win back-to-back Champions League. I want to match Clough's record at Nottingham Forest. I feel like we are slowly but surely working towards that. Anyway, in terms of the team for the game against Derby today, I am going to be playing a very rotated 11. I feel like this is the right thing to do. Unfortunately, I was going to give Bill Summers his debut in a live commentary. He's played for the under-23s today, so he's not going to be able to play for the under-23s. It's worth noting he's signed his first ever senior deal as a footballer, the former United man who we poached away. He looks really good. He's developing a lot. I'm hoping to give him a little bit more football here and there. But yeah, not on the bench for today's game. So you know what? We'll bring in another Scot onto the bench in Cameron Ferguson. So yeah, in terms of the team for today's game, it's a rotated 11. In goal, it's going to be Hamada, who has continued to improve this year. Not perhaps to the level I was hoping, but he still looks like more than an adequate backup goalkeeper who, you know, longer term could be the replacement to Toby. At right back, we're going to go with Hernandez, who did feature in that last game against Leicester. At left back, of course, it's Calafiori. He's just kind of the backup left back at this point. I feel a bit bad for him. He came to the club, £21 million. To be fair, he's played a lot of football for us, but he has obviously slipped down the pecking order quite a bit as of late. At centre-back, we've got Damani Grimes. Remember this guy? Yeah, he's still kicking around. Last year, he got in a bit of a huff and really wanted to leave. He's kind of just now accepting his place in the universe, which I'm grateful for. So we may well be able to keep him as a backup alongside Huttunen, who is the Finnish centre-back. You can see here, a weird player, really, because he's so good with the ball at his feet, but he hasn't got great mentals, and his physicals aren't super scary. And at 21 years old, you know, maybe some question marks over how much he can really improve. A ball-winning midfielder, we've got Gibbons, a deep-line playmaker. We've got Adrian Smith, alongside him, his partner in crime in Owen Ricketts. Two fantastic backup centre mids to have. They've been very, very good this year when they've been called upon. Out on the right, we're going to go with Ionu. Down the middle, it's going to be Amlo. And for today's game, do I want to start Erk? I don't know if I do. The options to replace Erk really is just kind of Poyana. I could play Van Dijk out wide, but that seems counterintuitive. Of course, Poyana couldn't actually play left attacking mid at the start of the year, but he's picked it up really, really quickly. He must have a very good versatility hidden attribute. If you don't know, there's an attribute called versatility. It impacts how quickly players can learn new positions. Poyana has gone from not being able to play it to being able to play it to an accomplished level very quickly. You know what? We'll start him on the left, cutting in on his right foot. Of course, up front, we have got Amlo, a player who, well, he's back in the Germany setup, having been dropped for a short while. His goal-scoring return in the league this year has been a bit meh, but across the kind of board, it's not been too shabby, the goal-scoring, obviously, compared to previous years, though he has slowed down a little bit. Maybe, just maybe, today he can pad his stats against Derby County. Anyway, let's submit the team for today's game. It's a big local derby. It's at the City Ground. Let's shave these sheep, shall we? Let's take their wool, make a jumper out of it, and go marching on to the next round of the FA Cup. This is the 5th round, I want to say. So we are getting towards the latter stages. I feel like the domestic cups, obviously, I've talked about this with the Carabao Cup. The domestic cups, you know, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, whilst they're lovely to win, I've already won them. So they're not quite as exciting as the league and stuff. So I am more than happy to rotate the team for these kind of games. Play the youngsters, give them some first-team football opportunities, and really just see how they develop. Anyway, we've thrown the ball straight to Vasquez here, who's going to get a chance to build from the back for Derby. Of course, they are a championship side, and well, they're going to gift us the ball to Smith's forehead. Unfortunately, his flick on couldn't find Ricketts, and now Cisse, big ball lumped forward. I mean, Hamada. Hamada? Are you there? Are you there, Hamada? I don't think he knows where he is. He's come out for that, and he's not got it. He almost looks drunk the way he's swaying while stood on the spot. I mean, it's not a sexy goal, is it? Lumped forward, Hutton playing Cisse onside, and then he runs all the way into the goal. That feels a bit unnecessary. Someone should have scissor tackled him from behind. I would have approved of it. Either way, first shot of the game, Derby score. So we've got a mountain to climb, but we're going to climb it right here, maybe. Calafiori, going to maybe launch a long throw. No, go short to Smith. The deception, even I was fooled. Smith, edge of the box to Gibbons. Oh my word. Just wide of the post by Gibbons there, who is already on a booking. That scares me when you've got a ball-winning midfielder who's already got a booking. Especially because without changing his role, I can't tell him to just be a little more calm with his tackles. I feel like in a local derby like this, we expect red cards. I don't want to say we hope for them, but you kind of have to plan for them. Anyway, Calafiori. This time he is going to throw it into the box. Headed away, but only as far as Poyana. Gives it back to Calafiori. Smith now with it. Can we build from the edge? That is, I don't know if that was a shot or a cross, but whichever it was crap. Fortunately for us. The ball's given straight back to Calafiori, who lumps it. What is this football by both teams? What is this? Just lumping it forward. It's not sexy. It's not pretty. Ionu, his cross is deflected. Brown now with the ball, lumping it forward to Cisse. We lump it back the other way. It's like a game of volleyball, and the halfway line is the net. Ionu. He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. That is absolutely tragic. Adrian Smith, though, free kick. Oh, it bent just a little bit too much. Just wide of the post. I mean, we're having plenty of highlights, but yeah, not loads of chances for either team. 3 shots on target for us in this first half so far. Feel like the momentum is on our side. A goal before halftime would be pretty nice. Maybe we can knock the wind out of them as little. As Smith goes marauding forward, tackled but falls to Calafiori, who have another go at getting it into the box, one of you. Smith whips in. Ionu's there. He heads it goalwards. Adrian Smith with the assist. Ionu, rocking the number 38 shirt, finds the back of the net. It's 1-1. A good goal to score right before half-time. It has been coming. It's not been very pretty football by our secondary team here. But Adrian Smith getting it in. Ionu peeling away towards the penalty spot. Uses all those muscles in his neck to head it on target. Beats the keeper. 1-1. Not happy with it, but I guess given how we started the game, I should probably be a little happy with that. Going to tell the players I know that they can make a difference. Do it for me, lads. Do it for me. Corner, straight away. An early second half goal would help ease the nerves as Damani Grimes heads over. You may notice, I think he's wearing the captain's armband, is Damani today. Rewinding the clock back, reliving his glory days. The backup centre-back. I mean, coming up to the hour mark, we have got big guns on the bench. There is a point at which I'm going to, I guess, bring on the big guns. I'm just wondering how soon it is. I will wait for this highlight to play out. If we score here, I can relax. Poyana, Calafiori. I mean, that's not what you want to see, is it? Right. Who are we going to bring in? Gonzalez for Amlo, who's been poor. Poyana's been pretty disappointing today. I'm going to bring in Irk. And Ricketts on a booking scares me. Come on, Van Dijk. Show me what you can do. They've got a corner. Don't do it to me, Football Manager. Hamada. He's made a save. He's caught a ball, everyone. Round of applause. I think their only shot on target is still the goal. So that may well be Hamada's second touch of the game as Irk. Well, not a great effort by Irk. It goes wide of the mark. We've dominated this game. I feel like there's a goal coming. There's got to be. They're going more defensive. They are turtling. They are turtling up. They're going into their shell. Let's get them out of their shell. How do you get a turtle out of its shell? Go on attacking. What is Football Manager? I mean, don't do it to me, Football Manager. Don't do it to me. Hutton, big header away. Gomez. Oh, not Gomez. Gonzalez even. Where are you going, Gonzalez? He's speedy, is what he is. He breaks past everyone. Can he finish it? He's just chipped the kick. That's just naughty, Gonzalez. Why you got to do them like that? Why have you got to... What? That was just filthy. He runs from inside his own half. There's Irk, I think, in the middle thinking, pass it to me. He goes, nah, going on my own. Dinks the keeper into the bottom corner. What a cool, calm, composed finish. I mean, that is his season in a nutshell with that goal. Probably should have gone off attacking in hindsight, but we're on attacking now. There is another highlight, though. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. 2 minutes left. I don't want to have to go to a second leg at Pride Park. I don't want to go to Derby. No one wants to go to Derby. Make sure of it, my friend. Make sure of it. Vasquez actually then made a superb little saving goal. Unfortunately, it's going to be all in vain. It probably should have been more than 2-1. It maybe took a few of the first teamers coming onto the pitch to get the job done, but ultimately, it was a good little performance there. 2-1 it finishes. 2 wins in today's episode. We look blooming good, everyone. We look blooming good. And, we go marching on in the FA Cup into the next round. Win the 5th round, £400,000. Doesn't really mean that much, £400,000, but still, £400,000. That's my bonus for next season sorted right there. Anyway, looking ahead, as I mentioned, we've got to have... I can't say their name. We've got this French team whose name I can't say. They've got... What is that on their badge? Is that a dinosaur with a crown? But I think... Is it breathing fire? Is it a dragon? Answers on a postcard if you know. Either way, just looking at the league table, they are currently... Where are they currently in the league? Am I blind? They're in 8th. They're not very good. We should beat them convincingly. So I think we're going to skip out on the Europa League second knockout round. We should be winning that convincingly. In terms of when we will be back, I guess we'll see what happens in terms of the Europa League Cup draws. There is the FA Cup quarter-final, but given the fact it's probably going to be against a team we've already played this season, I'm kind of inclined to pass up on that. I think we'll be back in April time. A youth intake later, the league table picture will look a lot more clearer, and hopefully we'll be in the Europa League quarter-finals. Anyway, folks, that is all from me today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the love as always. I will see you guys again tomorrow. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.